Lorraine Smith for 3BL Media. I'm here in Toronto at the 8th Annual CSR Summit, and I'm speaking with Claude Ouimet, Senior Vice President and General Manager of InterfaceFLOR for Canada and Latin America. Thanks for joining us today, Claude. Tell us a little bit about InterfaceFLOR and your approach to sustainability.
We've started in 1994 on this mission, and there's a difference. It's not a goal, it's a mission. A goal you reach, a mission you never reach. So that was the first thing. We knew that we wouldn't get, but we said, let's put a line in the sand. By 2020, we want to be sustainable, which is no impact. So we started in 1994, and the first thing we did, analyze impact. What is the impact of the products that we bring into our plant, the impact of our? So is this toxicity? Is this creating a lot of gas? Do we use a lot of water, energy? In 1994, we did all the studies. In 1995, we were ready. So, and we've been since 1994 at it with a lot of passion.
So we were talking earlier, and you mentioned a very interesting phenomenon that in some ways your clients are becoming your suppliers and your suppliers are becoming your clients. Can you give us a little bit more insight into that?
We've realized through a life cycle assessment that we publish, by the way, but through a life cycle assessment, we realized that the best thing we could do is to introduce recycled, post-consumer recycled yarn in our product. Okay? So, and we wanted to have the backing back into our plant and redo a backing with the old backing. Fantastic theory. Then you say, okay, what is the infrastructure that we have to put in place? We started to have an infrastructure of bringing the carpet back into a plant that we have in Georgia, in LaGrange. Worked out. But after a while, we realized, okay, we're changing because the customers are becoming now the suppliers of the raw material that we need because we want that raw material. That old polymer that we've produced or somebody else has produced years ago, we think that it's still very valuable because there's a lot of energy embodied in those material. So we're bringing it back. Then we're shaving the carpet and just to get the fluff. And it needs to be 99% pure. No contamination. So we have equipment to do that. And we're selling that fluff, yarn fluff, to our suppliers. So our suppliers now are becoming a customer. We could sell it to them, but we could sell it to other people. So, because polymer, especially nylon 6, nylon 66, is an extremely good polymer. So now we've changed the whole collaborations and the whole relationship. Customers who are becoming suppliers and suppliers that are becoming customers. And we're talking about price, we're talking about all kinds of things that we would have never thought of negotiating in the past.
And how has collaboration played a role in your ability to make these really significant changes to your business?
Nobody could do it by themselves. Nobody's an island, really. So if you want to do this, then you have to attract people and say to them and sell them, and I use the word sell, but it's really inspire them to say, listen, this is a moral issue. We're on it, and you are our suppliers. Is this possible for us to cooperate together and find solutions to what we believe is not sustainable within the product, the raw material that you're supplying us? Is there a way that we could at least improve if we cannot solve everything in 1 year? But how can we establish a path forward so that we could minimize the impact of that product? And that's how we came to recycling the product as opposed to other solutions that we found. But this cooperations, we've learned a lot. We've learned tremendously. And by just asking questions like this, then we said, who should we cooperate with? Nature. Ask nature. We're making flooring. So next question, hire a biologist, get a biologist with us and say, and it was Janine Benes, and say, Janine, how does nature address a floor? And we realized that we were all wrong in the way that we were making things. Okay, so now we have to internally cooperate in changing the ways that we were doing things significantly. But it was the right thing for the company. It was the right thing for our sustainability mission. It was just a win-win-win. It's the right thing for our customer, and it happens to be the right thing for our suppliers.
Claude, as the chair of this year's CSR Summit, can you tell us why you see this sort of convergence as important to advance sustainability?
It's a system. And all of the people that are here are reconnecting with the system by engaging other people, experience, knowledge. So we're here to learn, share, and to a certain extent be inspired. Dr. Carl-Henric Robert, if you don't get inspired by him, I mean, he is one of the guys that influenced Ray Anderson. So listening to him, bringing a lot of people together and talking about sustainability, it's extremely viable because I learned a lot.
I'm Lorraine Smith for 3BL Media, and I'm in Toronto at the CBSR Summit.